Monitoring and controlling are processes needed to track, review and regulate the progress. That is, project management is a skill that helps them to control all these activities. All these modules from different team members are integrated together. It has to be monitored. The goal of the good programming style is to provide understandable, straightforward and elegant code. Hello and warm welcome to one and all. Once again, it is Dr. Ravikumar Vaibi, Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram, First Grade College, Mysuru, the Temple of Excellence. In today's session, you will be taught about the project monitoring and control. What is the meaning of monitoring here? What is the progress of the project? How it can be controlled? What is the time required to complete the project? All those details are maintained by the project managers. So let me describe about those. Introduction. Monitoring and controlling are processes needed to track, review and regulate the progress and performance of the project. That is, tracking is very, very important, and controlling and checking the progress of the project. Everything is maintained here. It also identifies any areas where changes to the project management are required and initiates the required changes. Suppose if there is any changes required for it, then it is obviously changed according to the project management. Then if you look at it, monitoring and control project is the first top priority. Then perform, integrate, change control is the second priority. Validate scope, third. Control scope, control schedule, control cost, control quality, control communications, control risks, control procurement, control stakeholders. All these are different types of activities that are monitored by the project manager. That is, project management is a skill that helps them to control all these activities. For example, monitor and control project work. What is the meaning of this? The generic step under which all the monitoring and controlling activities fall under. That means whether all of the team members are doing their tasks assigned to them properly is monitored by the team leader. Whether team leader is getting the results properly from the team members and given to the project manager. What is the progress of that? All those things are monitored here. Then perform integrated changes control. That means once all these modules from different team members are integrated together, it has to be monitored. Then the functions involved in making changes in the project plan. When changes to the schedule, cost or any other area of the project management plan are necessary, the program is changed and reapproved by the project sponsor. That means it has to be done by the project manager. Then validate scope. The activities involved with gaining the approval of the project's deliverables. Which are the different types of deliverables we deliver to the client? That is the software product, user manuals and the software which are dependent on the executable code. All those things are delivered to him and it has to be validated. Control scope. This includes ensuring that the scope of the project does not change, that the unauthorized activities are not performed as part of the plan. That is scope creep. Then control schedule. That means the timing, specified time limit is given to the team members as well as to the team leader. They have to follow the instructions carefully. That means the functions involved with ensuring the project work is performed according to the schedule. That is the time given to them, time limit. And that project deadline are met within the specified time that has to be completed. Then control cost. By doing the proper documentation, the cost of that is the expenditure that is incurred for that particular project can be controlled very well. The tasks involved with ensuring the project costs within the approved budget. The same thing. Control quality. They have to ensure the quality product to the client. That is also very, very important. Ensuring the quality of the projects, deliverables to the standard defined by the project management plan. Then control communications. What is the meaning of communications here? The providing for the communication needs of each project stakeholder. How it has to be communicated and explained to the stakeholders, that is to the clients. Control risks. The risks identified at the time of development must be controlled and managed by the project manager as well. That is safeguarding the project from unexpected events that negatively impact the project's budget, because the estimated project must not be exceeded. So schedule, stakeholder needs, or any other project success criteria must not be overcome by the team members. Then control procurements. What is the meaning of that? Suppose if there is any technology like the purchased or licensed version of the software is needed for implementing the code, then it has to be procured. That is ensuring the project's subcontractors and vendors meet the project goals. How the goal of the project is going to be met with the help of this. Then control stakeholder engagement. That is tasks involved with ensuring the quality. That is all of the project's stakeholders are left satisfied with the project work. That is the quality deliverables are very, very important. Then programming style, which includes the programming style refers to the technique used in writing the source code for a computer program. Most programming styles are designed to help programmers quickly read and understand the program as well as making errors, avoiding the errors. That means older programming styles also focused on conserving screen space. What does this mean? The code written for a particular requirement or to implement a particular task are identified with certain comments, as I have already discussed with you. That is also very, very important. And a good programming style, a good condition, yes, a good coding style can overcome the many deficiencies of the first programming language, while poor can defeat the intent of an excellent language. The same thing. When the good coding style is used, obviously that leads to a good product delivery. When there is a poor style of programming, even though it's a good programming language, he is having the knowledge of that, it is not possible to deliver the software product. So that is the reason both programming language control along with the style of programming is very, very important. For example, let me give you one such instance. If I write down any program, I will have to follow the indentation. That is also one of the important programming style. If I start it here, the next must be exactly after one tab. I have to follow this int I, n, m, so on like that. Then which is the next statement that has to begin exactly at the below. So we have to follow these indentation rules. That is the way of programming. The programming style is very, very important in addition to the language knowledge which he has in that. So it is most essential. Programming style plays a very significant role for the developer. The goal of the good programming style is to provide understandable, straightforward and elegant code. Good coding is required. The programming style used in a various program may be derived from the coding standards or coding conventions of a company or other computing organization, as well as the preferences of the actual programmer. That means that all depends on the coding standards defined by the company. It also depends on the programmer who does the coding. Because many of the companies will be having their own coding standards. That means this has to be the logo they have to use in the product. And all those standards are specified, pre-specified by the company that has to be incorporated into it. Or else, in some of the companies, it is left to the discretionary information of the programmer who does the task. So with this, you will learn that coding guidelines, that is the line length, that is the program length, spacing, indentation, spacing, code is well documented or not. Then length not exceed 10 source lines. Don't use go-to statements, inline comments, then error messages, that is information giving messages. All these are certain guidelines specified, pre-specified by the company, which needs to be followed very carefully by the programmer. Clarity and simplicity of expression. This refers to the programs should be designed in such a manner so that the objectives of the program is clear. Then naming is very, very important. That is the conventions they use. The modules, processes and variables and also so on. Care should be taken so that the naming style should not be cryptic and non-representative. For example, A is the convention I am using here, 3.1415 into R, where radius into radius. Here I am using area of a circle. This is different from this. So naming convention is also very, very important. I am using radius here. So 3.1415. So that leads to an misinterpretation. So in order to do the interpretation properly, we must have to follow the naming conventions properly. Then control constructs, for example, entry point and exit point, that must be defined very carefully using the conditional constructs like if, else if ladder, nested if. All those are certain important type of conditional constructs that plays a significant role in it. Then information hiding, that is abstraction, that is required document information is given to the user, otherwise the other things are hidden from the user, that is called as an information hiding. Then nesting, as I have already told you, the conditional statements with nesting one within the other. Deep nesting of loops and conditions greatly harm the static and dynamic behavior of the program because that increases the time complexity of the program. Please notice this. It also becomes difficult to understand the program logic, so it is desirable to avoid deep nesting. One for logic within another logic, that is one if statement within another if statement, one for loop within another for loop, one while loop within another while loop. That also increases the time complexity of the execution of a program. So user-defined types, what does this mean? Make heavy use of user-defined data types like enum, class, structure and union. These data types make your program code easy to write and easy to understand. Make use of these user-defined data types in an appropriate manner so that the module size, what has to be the size of the module, that must be defined carefully. That means should be the uniform. There must be some uniformity in this. The size of the module should not be too big or too small. If the module is too large, it is not generally functionally cohesive. If the module size is too small, it leads to an unnecessary overheads. That is, it must not be very large as well as very small. It has to be very clearly explainable to the user. Module interfaces, that is flow of data from one module to another module, that is called as an interface. A module with a complex interface should be clearly examined, that is at the time of testing. Side effects, that is exceptions which may rise. When a module is invoked, it sometimes as a side effect or of modifying the program state. Such side effects should be avoided where as possible. That is unexpected side effects. Unexpected exceptions may arise that has to be avoided. With this, I am concluding this session. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all. That is the programming style is completed here. Thank you one and all.